Hi, my name is Evna. I hope you guys are doing good out there. You know, with pandemic is not coming yet, and I'm CEO and things like that. But enough about that. Today we're going to talk about something else. My thought on Islamic banking. So, what is Islamic banking? Islamic banking is a growing industry worldwide based on the principle of Islam, in particular the Sharia law. It works, act and offer products and services just like conventional bank, but without riba, speculation activities, liquor, gambling, and anything prohibited by Islam principle. In Malaysia, Islamic bank and conventional banks operate in parallel manner. Both banking systems are supervised and regulated by Bank Negara Malaysia. For example, of conventional banks are RHB, Hong Leong Bank, My Bank, and many more. Most of these conventional banks have their own subsidiary, specifically operate in Islamic banking system like Hong Leong Amanah, Maybank Islamic, and RHB Islamic. Both of the systems are open to all Malaysians, so consumers are free to choose which one they prefer, regardless their demographic differences. Now, before we move on to my thought about Islamic Bank, just to be clear, I am not familiar with its product and services. I never tried it, but I learned about it more or less during lecture. Here at where I live, there's a number of local conventional and Islamic banking. However, I usually go to CIMB, conventional banks, for any financial matter. I rarely go to Bank Islam unless there are matters need to be done specifically at that particular bank. Even my parents, relatives, and friends prefer conventional rather than Islamic banks. If we compare both systems, yes, profit-loss sharing system is reasonably better than interest-based. But why? Is the marketing effort is not enough? Maybe. Based on study by Norfifa and Sudin, suggests that Islamic banking product and services have not done enough in educating customers and marketing their products. For example, more than 65% of the respondents of that report indicate that they had limited knowledge in Islamic banking. Yes, I absolutely agree with this. As I mentioned previously, I only learned about Islamic banking during lecture, and before entering university life, Islamic banks is kinda alien term for me. The study also highlights about the most important factor perceived by corporate customers in selecting their banks is the cost of services and product. This means that Islamic bank product will not be attractive to this market unless and until it cost of the product lower than conventional banks. One more thing is that based on my experience, it seems like Islamic bank mainly target corporate rather than individual consumer, which narrow down its target market, and it may explain why us individual consumer didn't get sufficient exposure about Islamic banking. Nonetheless, I'm not denying Islamic banking potential to overtake conventional banks as primary banking system in the future. This is what highlighted in the special report by Fitch Rating 2019. The rating agency stated that the Islamic banking grew about 11% more than 9.3% last year, while conventional banks' growth remained in the range of 3%. Furthermore, the report also shows that the financing and fixed deposit rates has increased throughout the year of 2017-2018. It is an obvious uptrend. The agency rating also believes that the trend will continue until the year 2020. However, it didn't include the Islamic bank performance between Peninsula and East Malaysia. It is a necessary comparison due to huge development rate difference between these two. Peninsula is much better than Sabah and Sarawak in terms of economy. The differences may clarify why us in Sabah and Sarawak didn't get enough exposure of Islamic bank product and services, at least in my experience. On top of that, Bloomberg 2020 suggests that Islamic banks are set to increase 10% to 15% in the next 5 years. It also added that Malayan Bank Berhad Islamic loan accounting for 61% of the total, and RHB Bank Berhad ratio rising to 38 from 26% in 2017, a solid growth. So as conclusion, yes, definitely Islamic bank has great potential despite economic slump in 2020, but the marketing strategy need to improve to not only focus on Peninsula but here at Sabah and Sarawak as well. Perhaps the government need to impose certain policy to increase deposits from individual consumer and additional economic benefit to attract corporate business. That's all from me. Thank you.